is about the next guys out there, the opportunity out there for the next people to build the billion-dollar companies. That's what possibly I'll share. Okay, so almost half the time is up. See, I'll need more time. Obviously, if you're allowed to. We changed an ecosystem in Kerala. After we started up, 125 startups did the same. Today in Technopark Incubator, there are 125 startups. These cumulatively employ 3,000 people. They generated 100 crores in revenue. Personally, for me, I think this year we are generating around 25 crores in revenues. We're doing close to some 10 crores in profits, and I think we have a market cap of close to 100 to 120 crores. The whole deal is the opportunity out there for somebody else to do this and to build a billion-dollar startup is much higher than you've ever seen before. Every industry tips over, or every country tips over when you have the first billion-dollar companies. In India, I think we are seeing the InMobile. We're seeing the next Flipkarts. So if you actually look at this, when you are in this age group of 20 to 21, there was this guy called Paul Graham. He wrote this classic, he gave this massive lecture at MIT, and that's what Silicon Valley is all about. When you are in college, and if you actually do a startup, you can actually take a lot of risk. The society sees you as, oh, he's in college, but he's actually doing something on the side. They don't see you as an entrepreneur. Not everybody is cut out to be an entrepreneur. Possibly you'll fail, and failure is okay. But if you fail in college, by the time you're in 4th year, you can actually get your job at TCS, and you can live your life happily. If you actually take your opportunity and try to build something out of it, you need a lot of support from college. In my college, when I studied in my final year, I didn't attend a single hour. My attendance when it went to the university was 90%. We were sponsoring 4 or 5 engineering kids from the same college that I studied, that my professor and the HOD and the principal figured out that this guy should actually be allowed to write his university exams, get his degree, and he should be given 90% attendance. I'm short of time. Okay, so see, I am totally biased about this education system, and since all you guys are academics, I'll give my answers blunt. This whole attendance thing, I totally believe in that. If you guys really want to build entrepreneurs in your college, you are the first ones who will have to take a risk, because what you're trying to do might end up in a big failure. So if you don't try to build entrepreneurs in your college by taking a risk, and one of the things I would actually urge you to do is, see, look at Google. Google allows everybody to spend 20% of their time outside Google activities. So if you let your kids at least 20% of your time get out of this boring college lectures, you are doing the first thing. If you want a reality check on where your college stands, and trust me, do this at least for a day or maybe a week. If you lower your attendance from your 75% to 25%, just do a reality check how many kids will come to college. That will give you a quality where your education institution stands. But here is the good news, you don't have to be the IIT. See, the thing is, in Malayalam we have a saying, Veshapollavane bhakshanatinte vela ariyatullu. It means only if you have the hunger, you'll know the value for food. The kid in IIT really actually gets a job. A kid in a lot of the normal education colleges, the guys who come, the lower lungs, these guys have the hunger. I had the hunger. I had the hunger to create wealth, more wealth enough. In the last 5 years, I actually did this. When I started off, see, my mom and dad, we belong to a very middle class family. My father went to a government job, my mother went to a government job. There is no business background out there. They worked their entire lives trying to teach me. My mom never used to buy a good sari because she used to save that money and give me nice food and send me to college. You can imagine the kind of freakness they would have had when after 17 years of education, I'm going back home and saying, college doesn't make any more sense. And that's the reality of the kids out there. The guys you guys are dealing with, the kids, the next Facebook generation, the Twitter generation. I first saw YouTube in 2nd year in college. That's when I was saying broadband. My niece, she's 3 years. She thinks the world comes with an iPad. It's going to be extremely difficult for you to even understand what they are saying. When this guy or this kid from college will come and tell you, in college, my professors used to ask me, have you come to college to study or run a business? I chose to actually run the business because, the few intelligent guys, they will figure this thing out. But if you make it actually easier for them, if you actually make it easier for your kids to actually do stuff outside college. For example, in Kerala University, you get marks if you actually go to university basketball. I was a university basketball player. That's the only thing I used to actually go to college to. Since I played basketball for the university, they used to give me 4% marks and 20% attendance. Treat sports or treat at least entrepreneurs at par with sports. So if you're supporting NCC and if you're supporting anything else, if you're supporting extracurricular activities like going for a university arts festival or something, support these entrepreneurs and let them actually build what they want to do. I'll shoot more time. Okay. Cool. Okay. Let me wrap up. I'll actually take a lot of questions. See, so the biggest point is, the opportunity out there that one of your kids in college will actually build $1 billion company is true. And I wish that happens to, one of your colleges. But if you want that to happen, you guys need to open up, change a lot of things. And, get industry panels on board, do anything, do all the crazy things which you thought were impossible. But if you do it, you will give the energy to the kids to do that. And these guys have that energy to run, Don't be in this rat race for placement and marks. We are all running after marks. The whole thing is, at the end of the race, even if you win, you're still a rat. Thanks.